Hi everybody, this is Dr. Nelson. This is a quick little lesson on how to simplify expressions with exponents. So what I want you to do is will you please follow with me on these notes, copy down what I do, and then there'll be a few problems for you to try, and then you can go back and see how you did. And for this activity, you're going to need at least 3 or 4 different color highlighters or markers, and then definitely a pencil. Alright, so let's take a look at the first expression. We have 5x plus 4y plus 3x plus 2y plus 10x squared. Alright, so let's take one of our highlighters and let's highlight some of the like terms. So we know we have a 5x. So we're looking for a term that has just an x in it. And here we have a plus 3x. And let's see, we have a y, and here's an x squared. Now that's not the same as an x. So 5x and 3x, those are like terms. So let's pick a different color. And here we're going to have a positive 4y. And let's see, here's another y. So it's going to be a positive 2y. And let's pick one last color here, because here we have a 10x squared. And so we've identified all of the like terms. So now we can combine these. So 5x and 3x gives you 8x. 4y and 2y will give us 6y. And last but not least, we have a 10x squared over here. So plus 10x squared. All right, let's try the second example. So again, let's take a highlighter. And let's highlight the 4p. And there's another 6p over here. But notice we're subtracting the 6p. So I'm going to highlight the negative sign here like this. And let's pick a different color. And we have a positive 10n. And then again, we're subtracting a 6n, so we're going to call this a negative 6n. And when we simplify the expression, 4p and negative 6p will give us a negative 2p. And then a 10n minus a 6n will give us a positive 4n. All right, last but not least, example number 3. So here we have a 5w. And notice inside the parentheses we have a 2w. So I'm going to highlight that the same color. I'm going to pick a different color here. So we have a positive 6b. And inside here we have a positive 3b. Now let's simplify. Now this we have to be careful because notice we're subtracting everything inside the parentheses. All right, so when we do that, we're going to be subtracting the 2w as well as the 3b. So 5w minus 2w gives us 3w, and 6b minus 3b gives us 3b. And there it is. All right, on the next page, there are a few problems I want you to try by yourself. When you're done, continue watching this video to see how you did. All right, good luck. Pause the video. Try the next set of problems on your own. When you're done, continue the video to see how you did. Hi everybody, welcome back. Let's see how you did. All right, so I'm going to highlight the 6r as well as the positive 10r. And I'm going to take a different color. I'm going to highlight the positive 12p as well as the positive 11p. All right, so now let's simplify this. 6r and 10r will give us 16r. And then finally, 12p and 11p will give us 23p. All right, let's go on to the second problem. Here we have a negative 10v. And right next to that, we have a positive 12v. And I'm going to also highlight a different color, a negative 8c, as well as a positive 12c. All right, so now when we simplify this, negative 10v plus 12v will give us a positive 2v. And then negative 8c plus 12c, we'll see, well, negative 8 plus positive 12, that will give us a positive 4c. All right, the last one is a little more complex, but if you take your time, it's not too bad. So again, let's first highlight the like terms. So we have a 12n, and we also have a negative 10n inside the parentheses. as well as a positive 3n on the outside. And I'm going to take a different color. I'm going to highlight the 10c as well as the 15c. All right, now just like the problem in the example, got to be careful because we're subtracting everything inside these parentheses. So I'm going to subtract a 10c, but then I'm also going to subtract a negative 10n. So now 15n minus a negative 10n. Remember, when you subtract a negative, it's the same as adding, right? So 15n and 10n is 25n, plus 3 more n will give us a 28n. All right, now next we're subtracting a 10c, so that's really a negative 10c plus positive 15c, which will give us a 5c. And there it is. How'd you do?